Everybody, before we hop into everything, I wanted to thank Dollar Shave Club again for sponsoring another video and allowing me to bring you guys another awesome offer with Dollar Shave Club. Now, as you guys can tell, I don't necessarily shave everything, but when it comes to things like the neck and the cheeks, and I get these little baby hairs on my forehead because my hairline is going away at a young age, buying razors in store is not cheap, and it's never been cheap. It just gradually gets more and more expensive. So what's cool about Dollar Shave Club is that they're able to send you new products each month. Right now, there's a trial pack going on. When you sign up, check this out. It's the Shit, Shower, and Shave Starter Pack. Your first month is $5. Open that shit up. Focus. Shit, Shower, and Shave. See? So in here, you get a couple of the Charlie's One Wipe butt wipes. Here's the Amber Lavender Body Cleanser. It's like a body wash. Damn. Smell that shit through the bottle. Oh my god. And of course, a trial size of Dr. Carver's Shave Butter. It's not shaving cream. It doesn't foam up and look like Santa Claus and shit on your face. It is just a nice, clean, easy to use, nice smelling. Here, smell it. Isn't that nice? Can't you smell that? Smell-o-vision. And of course, if you've forgotten, the normal box, like we're used to seeing, is still the same stuff. Your handle, the premium handle, remember? It's metal. I tell you that every damn time. It's not that cheap shit. And of course, the cartridges of razors. You get a 5-pack. That's a 4-pack. It's $5. You get a 4-pack. Anyway, going back to what we were saying, you get the trial pack, the Shit, Shower, and Shave. It's $5 this month at dollarshaveclub.com/panda. There'll be that link in the description if you guys want to check it out. I highly suggest it. It's not like going to stores and buying a razor, because one, when you go to a store like, say, your local drugstore like Walgreens or CVS, first of all, razors are like $15 for a pack. And two, there's 135 million options. And if you ask anybody there to recommend a razor to you, they don't know what the hell they are talking about. So trust the experts. Dollar Shave Club knows what's up. I use this stuff all the time regularly, like I said, for my cheeks and clearing up my neckline. And you can use it for your legs, your armpits, your Netherlands. I don't care. It all works the same. So like I said, check out the link in the description. Appreciate you guys giving me the chance to promote this and to check it out for yourselves. And I hope you enjoy. Enjoy the video. Hey everybody, and welcome to yet another episode of Big Jiggly Questions / Ask Panda. I just hit my microphone / Jiggly Q&A / whatever the hell you want to call it. I don't care. I can't think of a name for it. I like Ask Panda because it's smaller and you can see it in the title. So how this works is I will blast out on Twitter that I'm taking questions, and then you guys send me questions and I answer them. It's pretty straightforward Q&A. It's how most of them work, if I'm not mistaken. So let's hop into it. I'm gonna answer some of your questions and give you some of my answers, and I hope you enjoy. So we're gonna hop into it, and Cam asks, Ask Panda, what do you think the best way to deal with stress and anxiety is? P.S. You're the best. Peace and love, my dude. First of all, thank you, Cam. I appreciate it. A lot of you may not believe this or not, but this job can actually be pretty stressful. Between traveling quite a bit for events, you know, I could travel to San Francisco and only be there for 18 hours. I mean, that's a really short trip. It's not like I'm going to sightsee. Between doing that and having to edit, record, and network with everybody and do all this stuff, things can be a little stressful. And especially with the way things have been going the last 6 months with YouTube's monetization, which is a question that I have coming up, actually. And if you aren't aware, I'll explain it there in a little bit. But things can get stressful. And the thing that I like to do, other than, of course, rage. You guys know I like the rage, but music. Music has been my escape my entire life. I even, when I was in high school and going into college and stuff, I played music quite a bit. I was in a band, and I like a school band, but actually with a group of friends, we would play some shows, and it was just my getaway from reality. Music has always been my escape. So the big thing for me is just to, and it's difficult, as you guys see, but sometimes it's hard to not totally lose your shit and just take a breath Music allows me to do that. It gives me a time to close my mouth, close my mind, just take in some stuff and calm down, and it's definitely my go-to. My number 2 option will be putting my fist through a wall. Jordan says, Anthony, what is the single most stupid thing that you have ever done, and would you do it again? Oh, man. I have done some dumb shit in my life. For sure. And I think the dumbest thing that I have personally done, and I was actually thinking about this the other day, is not really seeing things fully through to the end. And as a younger kid, I don't think you really appreciate that as much as you do as when you're growing up and become an adult. I'll be 28 this year, so it's a lot of reflecting on past mistakes. But the things that I regret were not finishing, one, my Eagle Scout process, I guess you would call it. I was in Boy Scouts for a long time, and I was only like 2 merit badges away in a project from finishing my Eagle Scout before I aged out. Once you turn 18, you're no longer able to become an Eagle Scout or be a Boy Scout. You basically become an adult leader. So I got close. I was only a couple months away, and I just ran out of time because I slacked a little too much when I was 17. Huge bummer for me. And also the other one was me not completing my black belt. I don't know if a lot of you know this because I don't talk about it a whole lot, but I did martial arts for a long time. I did Taekwondo specifically. And I was 1 belt away. Notice the theme here, only 1 away. I was only one belt away before I really lost my drive and focus and desire to do it, and I regret it. It's so much more than just being, a martial artist, as it is it's a very mental thing. People say that golf is, 85% mental or whatever. Martial arts is really the same. It's all about containing yourself and being aware of who you are and your own limitations and learning how to bypass them. And I regret not finishing it. I really do. It's one of my biggest mistakes. So would I do it again? Absolutely fucking not, Jordan! Absolutely not! Britton wants to know, what was your childhood cartoon? Britton, I'm assuming you're asking what childhood cartoon did I watch? Not which one was mine, because I didn't make any cartoons. I just watched them. But I was a Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon kid. I did not give a shit about any of the Disney shows. Couldn't care less. I still don't really care. I just like Disney movies. The shows, whatever. Couldn't give a shit. But I was huge into Doug, Rocko's Modern Life, Hey Arnold, Rocket Power was the shit, the Wild Thornberrys, Rugrats. Pretty much your 90s Nickelodeon layout was my shit. But when you want to go over to Cartoon Network, like Angry Beavers and Ed, Edd and Eddy, and of course when I got home from school, it was all about Toonami, so Dragon Ball Z and the Big O, Cowboy Bebop, stuff like that. So that's dipping a little bit more into anime and stuff. My cartoons of choice were definitely, I was more of a Nick kid, for sure. I definitely preferred my Nickelodeon shows. As the years went on, Cartoon Network kind of stepped up their game. Like Courage the Cowardly Dog, stuff like that. It's just so good. It's just so good. I definitely miss it. Super excited for the new Hey Arnold movie, by the way. That's coming out, I think, this year. I'm not positive. Man, I love me some Hey Arnold. Thank you for the question, Britton. Jacob wants to know, what is the largest object you have been able to fit into your anus? Well, Jacob, I really appreciate the thoughtful question. And the answer might shock you. But last week, I fit an entire Volkswagen Golf, the hatchback. I fit the whole car at my anus. The whole thing. I unhinged my butthole like a snake unhinges its jaws, and I just sort of sucked it in like a black hole. Right into my ass. You had to be there. You had to be there. It's not the same when I tell you about it. You just had to be there, Jacob. You missed out. Stalker Martin... Why? Is it Martini? That's not a martini. We're just gonna call you MVE. Wants to know, did you enjoy high school? And do I have any tips? High school was up and down for me. Going into high school, I had transitioned from... Well, no, I went over in 7th grade, I guess. But when you go into a high school, you meet a lot of new people. People from different schools come in, and you see a lot more people than you probably would have seen in elementary or whatever. But I actually ended up enjoying it quite a bit. I made a lot of good friends. Those were people that I were playing in a band with, which I mentioned earlier. And I also just met a lot of who I would consider a couple of my lifelong friends in high school, which made the times a lot easier. Now, I understand it doesn't always go that way for people. the academic aspect of high school can sometimes be a pain in the ass. And by sometimes, I mean it's a pain in the ass. But if you try to take it, people say it's the best years of your life, which I don't believe at all. It's a lot of times people telling you that you have to know what you want to do with the rest of your life by the time you graduate high school, which is fucking insane. You're 18 years old. You're still a kid. Let's be honest. When you're 18, you're not an adult. You're a kid. You're still a fucking kid. I'm 28 and I still feel like a kid. So the expectations of knowing what to do with the rest of your life once leaving high school was a little nuts to me, but the things I did learn outside of, you know, arithmetic and here's your science, chemistry lesson. Like, I loved my history classes and things like that. I did enjoy high school. College I enjoyed a little bit more. It's a little bit more lax, but it is a hell of a lot harder as far as workload goes. So my tips for high school would be to find a couple people. If you want to surround yourself in a group, that's fine. But find a couple people who you really connect with and you can really see yourself being a friend with and spending time with for a good amount of time. And focus yourself there. Find the people that are really worth it. Get your academics done. Don't flunk out of school. I mean, come on. It's not that difficult. I understand it's tough to juggle everything, but I know you can do it. The biggest tip, obviously, is to not let it ruin you. It's all about learning how to schedule and to juggle time and priorities and things in life. Getting a job and studying and all that stuff. That's what the rest of life is going to be, is juggling different things. So my biggest tip is to start early, find a couple good friends that you can get through the process with, and enjoy it as much as you can. Mr. Polar Bear wants to know, Anthony, what is your favorite part about meeting fans? Oh, what is your favorite part about meeting us fans at conventions? Honestly, it's hard for me to pick a favorite part because I love the experience so much. And before it sounds like I'm patting my ego, it's because it kind of is just mind-boggling to me, but I love being able to communicate with you outside of a keyboard and a screen. Very specifically, I remember this past PAX East. That's tough to say. One of you came up to me and said, Anthony, do you know how amazing this is for us to be able to meet you and what this means to us? And I replied with, I don't think you understand how much it means to me, or all of us. I speak for all of us, thus content creators in this sense. When I tweet out a location and a time saying, like, come hang out for a little bit if you want to meet us, we can do a couple signings and take some pictures or whatever. And I see, God, I think it was just me and Tyler at this last one. There must have been 150 people. That is just mind-boggling to me. It's crazy that you all want to take your time out of your day to come meet us and talk to us, and it really touches me. Not in like a weird, creepy uncle way, but in a way that I just feel so happy and I don't want to say blessed because it's going back to the Christianity thing there, but I truly feel like I have been given a rare opportunity that many people don't, to bring happiness and joy to people and to bring laughter and smiles when maybe you've had a bad day, and to have you all come up to me and share your drawings or your stories or to take a photo and just talk with me. Means the world to me. So if there's ever a time where I'm at a convention and you see me or you run into me or you see me out in public wherever, say hi, please, because I love it. I love talking with you and I appreciate it. So yeah, that's my favorite part, is all of it. All of it! The whole fucking thing. Whole encompassing circle. Dylan says, I need another sticker for my helmet. Will you have any merch for shop? Side question, what is your favorite vehicle? Dylan, in the description of this video, as well as all of my videos in like the last year or so, has a link to my shop where you can get a sticker to stick on your fucking helmet. So I suggest you do it. There's all this stuff in there too. There's shirts and phone cases. There's only one design right now. I'm working on more. It's just sort of hit the back burner as I'm been traveling a bunch this month and getting more active on Twitch. It's just sort of fallen to the back. But what is my favorite vehicle? I mean, my dream car is probably something like I mean, a McLaren P1, of course, but I drive a 2011 Cadillac CTS-V, and I have grown to absolutely love that thing. It is an absolute monster. 560 horsepower is probably more than most people would need, but I want more. So a BMW M5 has almost always been one of my favorites. it's just, it wasn't reasonable for me. But the car that I ultimately want and I need to get is probably the Jaguar F-Type. I just love that fucking thing. It sounds so mean and so nasty. I just need it. I need it. So I'm gonna say the F-Type. I know I want myself an F-Type, Dylan. Thank you. Damien wants to know, what do you think of Season 2 of My Hero Academia, and when do you think Season 3 will come out? I think Season 2 has been fantastic. I love My Hero Academia. I really have no complaints with the series. It's really to the point. There's so many great lovable characters. The plot is great. The voice actors are great. I watch subs and dubs for this series. I think it's amazing. So I watch both. When do I think Season 3 is going to come out? I honestly don't know. I don't know how long of a delay there was between 1 and 2. I really wasn't paying much attention. So hopefully next year, maybe spring. Maybe we'll see it in spring, Season 3. But it could be as late as later next year. But man, what a fucking season. I'm not going to discuss too much in case you guys are watching the show itself, and I don't want to spoil anything for you, but I am fully caught up, and what's been going on these last couple episodes has been good shit. I've been enjoying it a bunch. So thanks for the question. Yeah, if you guys don't know, I love me some My Hero Academia. If you couldn't tell from like the anime and shit behind me and the manga prints and whatever, how could you not tell? I get a comment every video about the Diva poster thinking it's hentai. It's not. She's just fucking sitting there with a fat booty. Not hentai. She ain't nude. She ain't sucking no penis. Y'all are crazy. Paola wants to know, what is your biggest pet peeve? I actually had a discussion with this, or a discussion about this the other day with my girlfriend, because it's become more than a pet peeve as much as it's become almost like a hindrance to me in public and in social settings, which is the sound of people like eating, whether it be them scraping the fork against their teeth, or the sound of them chewing, or when people are chewing bubblegum and they pop it, or when they do that. And I actually looked it up a little bit, and I think there's some sort of disorder they're sort of trying to put a name to this for whatever. It's like miso something, I believe. But I get borderline violent. It gets to my core of hatred and anger faster than anything. I don't understand how or why, but I can hear somebody across a room smacking, and I can't pull my brain off of it. As soon as I hear it, it's done. It's over. That's all I'm going to be able to hear. That's all I'm able to focus on, and it makes me enraged that somebody who is beyond the age of 3 or 4 years old cannot chew with their goddamn mouth shut. It is not hard, people. And if you're one of the ones that chews with your mouth open, please consider, for the sake of everybody that has to endure your bullshit, shutting your fucking mouth. Stop popping your gum, too. Shit's rude as fuck. Woa says, try to roll like a panda. Oh, okay. What? Oh! Just like a panda! Alright, we got one more question. I feel it's an important one. You've heard me mention it in the past. I know you guys have all heard about it. And if you don't know, if you haven't seen us discuss it on Twitter or joke about it in videos, let's get to the nitty-gritty. What's your thoughts, or how do you feel about the whole ad situation and monetization of YouTube? Now, real brief. Back in March or April of 2017, YouTube's monetization totally tanked. There's a lot of speculation as to why, but Wall Street Journal wrote an article about videos with bigotry and hate remarks getting monetized on YouTube. And once that article came out, major investors in YouTube, such as Coca-Cola and SC Johnson, and I believe a few more, I think it was 5 of the top 20, pulled out and YouTube lost probably $800 million worth of ads. So what has YouTube done to implement changes for this process? Is they've sort of under the rug and through the back door, and without telling any of us until just recently, that they implemented a filtering system which essentially flags your videos for either appropriate for ads or not appropriate for ads. And when you get flagged for not appropriate, it doesn't mean it's totally demonetized. It just means that they're going to show up a lot less often. And to be just straightforward with you guys, from March of 2017 to July of 2017, depending on the channel, mine got hit pretty hard. Revenue dropped anywhere from 30 to 70%. I was in that 70 percentile, so I'll let you guys try to figure out what that all means, but things got really rough really quick. So what are my thoughts on it? I thought the way they rolled it out, the way they introduced it, the way they sort of kept us in the dark for 6 months was completely unacceptable. We're talking about people's livelihoods. I mean, this is not a hobby for me. This is my full-time job. This is what I do for a living. I make videos for you. I go out and I do events. It is a full-time job. I'm an editor. I'm an entertainer. I'm a traveler. I network. I do it all. And to see myself putting in as much work as I always had for my views to go to the highest they've ever been and to get revenue that was less than what I was getting before this was my job was incredibly disheartening. And it caused me to put a little bit less focus into YouTube and a little bit less effort because it was just hard. You know, imagine going to work and clocking in for your shift, and at the end of the day, your boss coming and saying like, hey, I know you've worked just as hard as you have been the last year, but I'm going to take 70% of your paycheck and just fucking keep it. How would you feel? And that's how it's been for the last 6 months for me and tons, probably thousands of other creators who've been dealing with this. So, what are my thoughts on it? It's despicable. If you've seen me streaming more on Twitch or doing a couple more sponsored videos on my channel, you know why. It's because of this whole situation we've been put through. There's really no fix. They've rolled out this new limited to no ads or approved for ads situation, where you essentially have to submit a video when you upload it and hope that it gets approved. If it does not, you have to repeal it and then wait days for however long it takes for them to accept it. So it's just been a really rough transition for me, myself, and for everybody else included that's had to endure. I know Ohm got hit pretty hard. Scotty407 got hit really hard. Moose Knuckle got hit really hard. It's been tough for all of us because this is much more than just a hobby. This is our livelihoods here. I mean, Moo is a dad and has to deal with this shit now. So when you see me do deals like the one with the Dollar Shave Club, whenever you guys click those links, it helps promote me. Helps those brands give us further chances to promote our channels, to make a little bit of extra income while we go through this struggle. So I appreciate your guys' patience. Gent, I appreciate your question, and I hope everybody understands my explanation here. I don't want to end on a bad note, so thanks for watching. See y'all later.